Good afternoon. I'm Ayush Kadia, co-chair of the City Club Youth Forum Council, and I'm pleased to welcome you to this afternoon's forum. Between 1810 and 1850, Cleveland played a vibrant role in the Underground Railroad. It's estimated about 40,000 fugitive slaves slipped through this part of northeastern Ohio under the cover of darkness between these years. Inspired by the spirit of the Underground Railroad and then mindful of the 1960 civil rights revolution, community activist and author Joan Southgate set out to help reclaim Cleveland's remarkable anti-slavery past. Ms. Southgate's parents taught her throughout her childhood about the contributions of noted figures such as Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, and Frederick Douglass. Likewise, Mrs. Southgate and her husband taught their 4 children from an early age of the valor of everyday people who fought their way to freedom. Ms. Southgate's career in social work was a testament to such unsung efforts. After graduating cum laude in 1952 from Syracuse University, she earned her master's degree in social work in 1954 from the School of Applied Social Sciences at Case Western University. She spent the next 30 years advocating for needy groups from foster children to senior citizens. When she retired from social work, she wanted to find a way to continue to set an example for her 7 grandchildren and others. On May 1st, 2009, at the age of 80, Ms. Southgate will complete her mission to inspire and educate others by walking the last 220 miles in her 519-mile-long Underground Railroad journey. She will walk back from Canada's St. Catharines Salem Chapel to Cleveland's Cozad Bates House, located in University Circle. Today, Ms. Southgate will talk about her journey and her experiences and why she had chosen to take up such an endeavor. Please join me in welcoming to the City Club podium, Joan Southgate.
Thank you so much. What a joy to be here today. This is the first youth council that I've been part of, but the City Club itself has such a reputation. Well, I'm not sure exactly where to start because, as I explained to Ayush, that I rushed down here, got into the middle of the ball game traffic, couldn't figure out how to pay parking in the garage, and felt ashamed to be so stupid that I couldn't figure out the tickets in the machine. That's not all. My whole speech was to start with this beautiful picture of the Cozad Bates House. Do you know that house? Yeah. You do? Yeah. Oh, so many people don't. So I had this beautiful picture, and then I told Ayush and Deborah that I arrived without my security blanket. And you know how important a security blanket is to anyone who has one. And none of you are of the age where you would admit that you have a security blanket. So mine is this beautiful quilt, about 4 by 8, that some students at the Booker Montessori Public School on the west side that made me as a surprise gift when I got back from the last journey. And I carried it everywhere with me. And lately I've been running around like a chicken with its head cut off because I've had gatherings in people's homes and churches and schools all about this big fundraiser that I'm about to take off on. It's a 250-mile walk that adds to the 519-mile walk that I already did when I was only 73. Now that I'm 80, the weight training gets a little more, I don't know whether the word is difficult or intermittent. But I hope I'll be ready because the time is very short. So anyway, I was going to start out showing you this picture and say, so just imagine the picture of this red brick house. This is the Cozad Bates House. It is right on Mayfield Avenue, on the right-hand side, just past Euclid Ave, right before you go into Little Italy. I have known and loved this beautiful house most of my life. Did I tell you what happened to the quilt and the picture? That's how mixed up I am. So I left it at June Antoine's house, and she had this gathering with tablecloth and cloth napkins and silverware for the meal, catered meal. And I was talking there and rushing to another meeting and left it. So when I opened my trunk in the parking lot just now, it wasn't there. Anyway, I've known and loved this beautiful house most of my life. I like old homes, and I personally claim them, whether they are in my Glenville neighborhood or those I pass on my morning walk through Bracknell. But this house that I worried about because it stood empty and forlorn, endangered, this house, I paid for this house, as is my want whenever I take an occasional flight of fancy without actually pursuing answers in any practical way. Why is it empty? Who owns it? What's going to happen to it? God, I hope someone loves it too, and then buys it and takes care of it. Sometimes it's wise to stop, take a deep breath, and listen. Then life simply unfolds. In 2002, when I was 73 years old, I walked 519 miles to honor the freedom seekers, the enslaved, the abolitionists, and the Underground Railroad conductors, all those free blacks and free whites who helped. A walk that grew out of an ancestor's whisper and grew into an educational project called In Their Path. Their path, all of them. That walk was planned to be from Ohio River back to Cleveland. Then it stretched because it had to St. Catharines, Canada. And that last leg of the journey began on the steps of the Cozad base on a rainy, chill day with a huge group of friends gathered to see us off. What a glorious time. What wonderful people, thousands of people, all kinds of people walked with me or joined in spirit and support. The spirit of the Underground Railroad enlivens the way I see the world today. The 1800s freedom seekers and station conductors collaborated with the same amazing courage and creativity as the freedom seekers of the 1960s nonviolent civil rights revolution. I thought the journey was finished in a glorious celebration at Harriet Tubman's church in St. Catharines, but it was after the walking ended that I learned this house's history. I learned that many had worried and worked to protect this house all those years I strolled past and dreamed. But each time I step onto the lush front lawn, my heart swells because now I know this house is history. And it was because of its history that I called 6 women friends of mine to my dining room table, and the grassroots organization we named Restore Cleveland Hope began.